So we saw a lot of fluctuation in the crypto market. So I thought that this would be a good video for us to actually talk about today, which is about Bitcoin and Ethereum. So during the weekend, we actually saw Bitcoin actually went all the way down to about 17,000 or so, and Ethereum down to about $800 per pop, and it's pretty dire situation for the crypto market as a whole. And of course, from 2 months ago, we actually saw the Terra Luna situation actually create some form of a domino effect, slapping down every single column on its way. You see stake Ethereum getting depegged, you see Tether getting depegged, you see Celsius as a whole exchange platform stopping withdrawals and effectively now being absolutely useless. And of course, I do feel for the people who are using Celsius, but sadly, that is currently the case for the entire crypto space. And of course, how can we forget about MicroStrategy? And for people who do not know about MicroStrategy, it's technically the unofficial ETF for Bitcoin because of the amount of Bitcoin they have been buying ever since the start of the company. Because due to the quarter 1 earnings that they actually reported back in the first quarter, they actually reported that if Bitcoin price were to drop below $21,000, they are going to be margin called. And of course, that wasn't the case because Michael Saylor, which is the CEO of MicroStrategy, came out to talk about it, saying that the reason why they weren't being margin called is because it was actually mitigated by the amount of debt they actually started to pay off. And the way they actually paid off those debt were by borrowing another $2 billion for under 2% before the Federal Reserve started to hike the rates. So pretty all right. They managed to get out of the whole margin call territory. And of course, it's pretty bad because most of their assets are actually in Bitcoin. And of course, you can actually look at El Salvador as well, who have been buying all the dips in the past year or so for El Salvador. So, of course, these people are definitely going to feel the full brunt of this entire situation, which is the crypto market starting to show flaws and possibly failures as well. So today we want to talk about how or should you even buy the dip into this Ethereum or Bitcoin or whatsoever it is. So, of course, today I want to talk more about blockchain as a whole and my own opinion on why I should or should not buy the dip onto this. Okay, so first of all, we have to talk about the blockchain as a whole and Web 3.0. Okay, we have to understand that cryptocurrency is basically just a subset of the blockchain. And of course, cryptocurrency as a whole, NFTs, whatsoever, all those are basically a subset of Web 3.0. And what Web 3.0 are actually giving us are actually showing us a lot of flaws at the start. It's the early stages where we are starting to see a lot of flaws for Web 3.0. And of course, if you are someone who is very, very bullish about Web 3.0, you think that Web 3.0 is definitely going to be taking over the entire world, just like what Web 2.0 actually did for the entire world as of now. And of course, I think that it would be all right for you guys to actually dollar cost average into the layer ones of the Web 3.0 in terms of the currency wise, which is your blockchain and Ethereum. And of course, if you are not as bullish as Web 3.0 into Web 3.0, then maybe you want to listen on to what I want to say. So my own opinion about what Web 3.0 or possibly what blockchain is going to be serving as a function in the future is a even higher functionality and improvement in the platform that's going to be giving us Web 4.0. And of course, I do think that I'm jumping the gun a little bit because I don't think that Web 4.0 is out just yet. But what I am thinking about is that what if Web 3.0 was this failure that created a lot of scams? Because let's not forget, back in 2021, we had so much ICOs, which is all your coins that was being going on public, all those initial coin offering that was going on for all those exchanges. We're getting almost one coin every single hour being posted onto all those exchanges as well. And all those coins are pretty bad, okay? Let's be honest here. Those were layer 2, layer 3, layer 4s. And of course, a lot of them were basically pump and dump. Okay, it was so easy for you to actually create a coin. It actually takes you less than an hour to actually create a coin. It was that simple. And of course, if you look at NFT side of things, that's a whole debacle there that I don't really want to touch today. So of course, I think that Web 3.0 actually served as a reminder that how there was a lot of scam and only 1% out of those Web 3.0 is going to make it. And if that were to be the case, if this entire Web 3.0 and only 1% is going to make it, then doesn't that mean that Web 3.0 is effectively a failure? And that kind of got me thinking. Then if that were to be the case, then wouldn't Web 4.0, whoever it is, okay, it could be Michael Saylor, it could be Elon Musk, it could be just some random guy, it could even be me, I don't know, that actually comes out and try to improve whatever that we do have in the Web 3 and try to start to create a Web 4.0. And it could be using blockchain, it could be using a whole nother technology whatsoever, okay? But personally, I don't think that Web 3.0 is going to be that steady, okay? And of course, I could be wrong, okay? Which is why I'm not selling all the coins that I do own, okay? I'm still going to just keep it as it is, okay? I'm still going to have sufficient exposure to all the coins that I've actually talked about in the past as well. Right now, I have about 11 coins that I'm actually invested in. I'm not going to be selling any of them. I'm going to try to stick in them if I can and whatnot. Okay, I might even get them back and or just even trim it down to about 4 or 5 coins so that I don't have to keep notes on so many different coins at once. Okay, but I do think that Web 3.0 might have a possibility of failing. And if I have this sort of doubt that there might be a better Web 4 coming out in the future, then that is the one that I want to really get into. Okay, so instead of me actually going so bullish into cryptocurrency, of course, right now I'm putting no more than 15% of my entire portfolio into cryptocurrency as my exposure. And of course, with the recent drop, my exposure to cryptocurrency is about, I think, like 11 or even 10% or so. It might be even 9%. I'm not sure. Okay, I haven't been checking as much. Okay. If that were to be the case, I would much rather put more money into tech companies that might be developing a future Web 4.0. Okay, it could be meta platforms, we do not know, or it could be just some other company that's currently in the making of doing so. It could be a Chinese company, we do not know. Okay, so instead of me just blindly putting money into the cryptocurrency sphere at the moment, okay, I'm not sure if this is a bubble, okay, but I am sure of one thing, is that no one is sure of anything. That's the current state of the entire crypto bubble at the moment, okay? Just looking at the price right now, as of the time of recording, Bitcoin is currently at $21,200. Okay, of course, we start to see a little bit of a recovery back up. Okay, Ethereum as well is actually coming back to about $1,100 or so. Slight improvement, a little bit of a recovery. But are we really going to see that big of a recovery all the way back to the $4,000 per Ethereum high and about $70,000 per Bitcoin high? That's the question that I really want to ask you guys. And of course, if you guys definitely have the conviction to hold on for Web 3.0, then yes, I do think that this would definitely be a good time for you to really dollar cost average into the market. But anyway, that's all I have for this video. I hope you guys enjoy this sort of content. And I start to see a lot of people actually viewing my videos. I'm very, very happy about it. But of course, it will help me a lot if you can subscribe to my channel as I post new videos every Wednesday and every Saturday as well. And of course, drop a like on this video if you really enjoyed this content. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you.